No matter how many ups and downs Butler endured in his journey to NBA stardom, Jimmy Butler had work ethic and self-discipline beyond his age. He swayed basketball lovers with his impressive antics on the court, as well as the dynamic and intense pattern he displays for hard work and success. Words such as agile, sturdy, muscular, flexible, and determined describe several NBA players, but this shooting guard and small forward with a net worth of $25 million has some interesting facts about his life that will shock you. Hello everyone, and welcome to Sports Surge. In this video, we're talking about 10 things you didn't know about Jimmy Butler. So hit that like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe with the notification bell to get more interesting videos just like this one. Number 10. Vagabond at 13. Jimmy Butler was actually born Jimmy Butler III. You'd think that if someone puts a Roman numeral in your name, they would surely stick around to see their bloodline grow and thrive. But sadly, that wasn't the case with Butler. His father abandoned him when he was just a baby. He was raised in a tiny town located on the outskirts of Houston. Then one day at the age of 13, his mother kicked him out of the house and left him with these words, quote, "I don't like the look of you. You gotta go." End quote. From that early age, he was a homeless boy all on his own. You might think that he had pure hatred for his parents too, but the reality is quite the opposite. Despite his parents' misdeed, Butler admits he still talks to them and loves them. During a pre-draft interview, Butler said, quote, "Please, I know you're going to write something. I'm just asking you, don't write in a way that makes people feel sorry for me. I hate that. There's nothing to feel sorry about. I love what happened to me. It made me who I am. I'm grateful for the challenges I faced. Please don't make them feel sorry for me." End quote. Number 9. Butler and his teenage best friend are both professional league stars. This section of the video actually reads like the basketball version of The Blind Side. In a major coincidence, these two close friends both became professional athletes, one going to the NBA and the other headed to the NFL. When Butler was a senior in high school, he befriended future NFL football player Jordan Leslie, who challenged him to a three-point contest. After their private competition, they quickly became good friends. At that time, Butler was still virtually homeless, just couch surfing from different friends' homes. But his friend Jordan Leslie found arrangements for Butler to stay at his home. Jordan's mother, Michelle Lampert, agreed to take in another dependent, even though she already had 6 children. When it was first revealed, Butler commented, quote, "They accepted me into their family, and it wasn't because of basketball." End quote. "She was just very loving. She just did stuff like that. I couldn't believe it." End quote, said Butler about Michelle Lampert and her family. Number 8. Education was the target. Basketball wasn't the main plan. During his high school years at Tomball, his peers voted him as the most valuable player, and after high school, he went on to attend Tyler Junior College, as that was his last resort since he wasn't able to get offers from other establishments of higher education. Nevertheless, he had always held education to a great importance in his life. So when he did go to junior college, his performance generated interest from Division I teams as he was ranked the 127th junior college prospect in 2008, while being regarded as a 2-star recruit by 24/7 Sports. Finally, Butler was offered a scholarship by Marquette University, which he accepted. His road to get to Marquette was a rough one, and even while there, his work ethic didn't falter. He continued in good form at Marquette and was promoted to the starting lineup in his junior season. During his junior year, he received an All-Big East honorable mention. Then the next season, he participated in the NCAA tournament for the 5th successive time and received an All-Big East honorable mention for the 2nd successive team. His coach commented, quote, "Jimmy's atypical because playing basketball was not what he dreamed of doing." End quote. Number 7. Butler is self-disciplined and hardworking. Despite the presence of several players with amazing wits and talents, few make waves in the NBA. However, Butler is one man that continues to make the headline, topple the charts, and evidently strive hard for success as he is actively very self-disciplined and hardworking. He's so disciplined, during his years of being unfortunate, he faxed his national letter of intent from McDonald's without ever taking an official visit to the Marquette campus. His coach and mentor, former coach of Marquette, Williams said, quote, "He is who he is. He's confident in who he is. He's not arrogant. He believes in the value of work. He's way smarter than he has ever gotten credit for. He studies way more than anybody could ever think. He takes great pride in his craft." End quote. Number 6. Butler's father figure. Aside from his adopted family, Butler didn't have a father figure or mentor until he landed at Marquette with head coach Buzz Williams. It was apparent that both men saw merits and potential in a reflection of themselves, especially when it comes to the value of work ethic. Williams admitted that he was tough on Butler because of how much he believed in him. The veteran coach was one of only a handful of people who knew Butler's entire backstory, so this bit of knowledge might have helped ease them into their strong bond. Quote, "Buzz has always been like a father figure to me because he introduced me to this whole hard work thing. But I love that guy. He's so emotional. But I guess that's what makes Buzz, Buzz," end quote, Butler said in an interview. Number 5. Butler loves country music. In one of the most surprising entries in this video is the fact that Butler actually really likes country music. As a matter of fact, he has a lot of friends in the industry. Plus, Butler starred in the country music video Light It Up by Luke Bryan's. Jimmy Butler says he enjoys country music mostly because it's so real and you can relate to it. Butler grew up in Houston, Texas, and that state is often synonymous with country music and the art of being a cowboy. But other indicators show that Butler really picked up country music during his time at Marquette College. His teammates will be blasting their hardcore beats, and Butler would complain about their choice in music and even accepted the challenge to show off his ideal type of music. He played Tim McGraw's "Don't Take the Girl." Well, his teammates weren't digging his sounds, but he still confessed that country music was much more relatable. No matter what you think about country music, his love for it allowed him to meet some famous country singers, including Taylor Swift, who is his favorite music artist. Number 4. Close friends with Mark Wahlberg. During 2013, Mark Wahlberg had the sweet gig of being the main actor in the blockbuster hit Transformers. So while in the city, Wahlberg played some pickup basketball at the Chicago Bulls practice facility, and their friendship solidified from there. According to Patrick Ruissi of the Star Tribune, Butler began seeing himself as a star once he started hanging out with Wahlberg. Comments like, quote, "The feeling in Chicago was that Butler's game stopped and his head grew even larger," end quote. Patrick also noted that Butler's ego became such a distraction amid the burgeoning friendship in Chicago that the Bulls decided to trade him to Minnesota in June 2017. However, some said they truly believed that it was his friendship with Wahlberg that altered Butler's attitude, and his disgruntled demeanor seemed to have been somewhat steady even after he left Chicago. Number 3. Butler the egomaniac. For most of his life, Butler was considered a quiet, humble guy. But nothing lasts forever, and sometimes we all go through phases. Well, Butler went on a phase that sports analysts referred to as the Butler egomaniac phase. They described him as a selfish player who didn't want to share the spotlight with Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. And according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, Butler talked trash to Towns, Wiggins, and their general manager, Scott Layden. At one point during a practice, Butler even shouted at them saying, "You fucking need me, Scott. You can't win without me." Since it seemed that this trouble would be better quitted with a trade, that resolution was implemented. Number 2. Fatherhood. Butler took a paternity leave of 3 games, which caused his Miami Heat debut to be postponed. Heat's coach Eric Spoelstra announced, quote, "Jimmy is now a proud father, and he has a baby daughter. We're thrilled for him and really excited to add his daughter to our Heat family," end quote. This exciting news came in October of 2019. According to Cheat Sheet, Caitlin Nowak and Butler welcomed their baby girl and named her Riley. Number 1. Expensive method of encouraging. Incentives are truly a good way to push someone to reach their potential, and punishments can also have parallel results. But Butler's punishment for his teammate, Bam Adebayo, could surely get quite pricey, as in 2019. It was reported that Adebayo might have to pay up for not taking a 3-point shot during his Heat win over the Wizard. In Bam Adebayo's first 2 years in the league, he had only attempted 22 3-point shots, and in those 2 seasons, his percentage was only 13.6, so it's understandable that he would shy away from the threes. However, men of the NBA today have evolved from those of the Jordan era, and now big men must have other moves in their repertoire. So, good old friend Jimmy Butler financially penalized Bam in a pressurized attempt to make Bam at least somewhat serviceable from beyond the arc. And so it was agreed between these 2 friends that for every game that Adebayo didn't attempt a 3-point shot, he owed Butler $500 large. It's reported that Adebayo is already in the hole, and Butler was heard saying, "Bam owes me $500 because he didn't shoot a 3 last game." So what do you think of the 10 things you didn't know about Jimmy Butler? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you're new to Sports Surge, hit that like button as it helps us out a lot. Share with friends and other sports enthusiasts, and subscribe with the notification bell so you're never left out on future updates. Until next time.